But let me ask my next question. Bridget, what did you make of that hostile questioning today of the Israeli ambassador, particularly by the ABC journalist?
Yeah, look, I thought it was absolutely appalling, Sharri, and I was going to say it sort of goes on from exactly what you were saying. I mean, we are seeing here in Australia journalists from our nationally, publicly funded broadcaster attacking an ambassador who rightly simply stated a fact, that Israel was a victim of Hamas's attack. That is a simple fact. Those babies were innocent victims of terrorism. And they didn't start this war. Now, if that is somehow going to be a contested fact in a place like Australia, I'm really concerned about the level of integrity of our journalists, particularly in publicly funded entities that should know better.
Well, let's talk about this article that you're now seeing on the screen. The ABC, on its ABC AM radio coverage, ran a conversation about that Israeli hostage who was released last night. Now, Jenna Clark in The Australian today reports that the ABC in that segment ignored elements of Yocheved Lifshit's experience, ignored the horror of her experience, and instead gave Hamas glowing coverage. Michael, what do you think about that?
Well, there's no way of redress with the ABC. That's the problem, Sharri. Your critics at Media Watch over there will never evaluate the importance of, pro-Palestinian elements in the ABC, like John Lyons versus the so-called editor, Mr. Anderson. It's like the New York Times. They drove one of their greatest journalists, Barry Weiss, out of there, the Staff Collective, and the Staff Collective here does whatever they like. We give them $1 billion, and they're completely unaccountable. That bloke over in the Middle East who said the baby murders didn't happen, at least he's been transferred out to Turkey. Congratulations, but it's only due to Sophie Ellsworth and your critics on Sky that there's any accountability at all.
Exactly.
I think what's really concerning is we've now got local councils such as the council in, I think, southwest Sydney, who is flying the Palestinian flag, a unanimous decision, until this war, Gaza is no longer under fire. I mean, this is critical importance to a country like ours who should be standing with Israel, and the Labor government needs to stand up and make it clear that that type of rhetoric, that type of unaccountability, and particularly this local council is taking is unacceptable.
And they had a minute's silence as well. I played parts of it on my show a bit earlier. Michael, I mean, you, a former federal Labor MP in Canberra, I wish you hadn't left because we need strong pro-Israel voices there. But I'd love to hear your view on the conflict that we're seeing within the Labor Party. And, I know you touched on it before, but again, on Albanese not backing in that call from Emmanuel Macron for an international coalition to fight Hamas. And instead, he talks about humanitarian aid. Well, what do you think of that, Danby?
He says the right thing in a bloodless, perfunctory kind of way. But can you imagine Bob Hawke not responding to Golda Meir's request to go up to the Golan Heights when the 1973 war happened? Of course it was different then. The first person in Israel after that bloodbath by Hamas was the Social Democrat from Germany, Olaf Scholz. And Anthony, get your head around the fact this is a civilizational issue. This is not something just affecting Jews and Israelis and all of those troublesome people who annoy you. It's something where these people are going to come for us. Now, let me tell you the next thing that'll happen. Because of the woke and weak New South Wales and Victorian police, the ASIO director has said an opportunistic or spontaneous attack will happen. We are going to have these people empowered, and the kind of things we've seen in the Middle East could well happen here. We need to have a firm hand to see those kinds of gas the Jew rallies don't happen. And the New South Wales police have empowered them, and I'm afraid the Director General of ASIO's assessment that we face an opportunistic or spontaneous attack is going to happen.
Oh, God forbid. Bridget, we're out of time, but I just quickly want to ask you whether you think Australia should join an international coalition to fight Hamas.
Well, I think the Prime Minister should get on the phone to the Prime Minister of Israel, quick smart. I think he should actually call in, like Rishi Sunak has had the guts to do, like even Biden has had the guts to do. It's the least he can do on his way home, and show not just the Jewish community here at home that they matter to their Prime Minister, but the democracy matters, to Michael's great point about this being a civilizational issue. He must stand up.
All right, sorry, we're completely out of time. Bridget McKenzie, Michael Danby, thank you both so much.